Hey guys, Tony Maritato here. So yesterday I released a video talking about the difference between becoming a PT versus a PTA. What are the advantages, disadvantages, how you can choose if you're a student in the educational system today, what you would want to do. But now I want to talk about Medicare's 15% reduction in reimbursement to delivery of services when a physical therapist assistant is delivering those services, and really answer the question, are PTAs going to be phased out of the PT profession? So the simple answer is absolutely not. There's no chance PTAs are going anywhere in the physical therapy profession. We recently saw, I don't remember if it was an APTA publication, but we recently saw the incoming shortage of licensed physical therapists across the country. We know that there are markets that are desperately underserved for physical therapy services. And so to think that we're going to wipe out a huge population of the profession in the form of PTAs because Medicare reduced reimbursement by 15% is absolutely insane. So the reality is, and now this is my perspective, and you might have a differing opinion, but once you get past the initial evaluation, developing the plan of care, establishing the goals, and oversight of the plan of care, when you get to the actual care delivery, the actual treatment delivery, there is no difference between the PT and the PTA. Both of them are trained basically in the same ways to deliver the care. And so on a big picture perspective, the physical therapist who does the eval, develops the plan, establishes the goal, and oversees the plan, really that is the highest level of value for the PT and of course the OT and OTA. But when we look at, a patient who's going to receive 6, 12, 24 treatments, most of the time is direct patient care delivery. And most of that time, the assistant is on equal footing to the therapist. So I would say that if we're looking at a 15% reimbursement reduction from Medicare, which we've already experienced, rather than thinking, well, we're just going to eliminate a massive portion of the profession, let's figure out how to develop alternative revenue streams, how to optimize Medicare billing so that we can offset that 15%. Every time Medicare reduces reimbursement, it gives us an opportunity to look at our efficiencies and figure out how we can optimize the schedule. So in a big picture perspective, obviously I own a private practice. We have 2 clinic locations here in Ohio. Probably the number one, over the years, the number one leak in the system is when I have cancellations or no-shows, because that represents an hour, a 30-minute spot, whatever the time we reserved for a patient, that goes completely unutilized. We lose the revenue that would have been collected from the patient visit, plus we have the overhead cost of operating the clinic without income. So a great way to look at offsetting the declining reimbursement is to say, how do I optimize the scheduling? How do I create redundancies so I completely eliminate the harmful effect of cancellations and no-shows? Now, this isn't a video for me to go through that, but there are lots of strategies that would allow you to effectively completely eliminate cancellations and no-shows. And I'm not talking about cancellation fees and other stuff that's always been done. I'm talking about literally changing the way you the way you deliver your care, the way you schedule and book your appointments, and really looking at who it is that you're helping, who is your target demographic. We could also look at what are the services you're delivering. It's no surprise that a lot of us deliver manual therapy services. We believe there's value in manual therapy. But when you look at the reimbursement rates of manual therapy versus therapeutic exercise, there are significant profitability declines in a therapist's choice to deliver a manual therapy service. So I'm not saying you make your decision on what the patient needs based on reimbursement, but I am saying you can make a decision on what kind of business you operate. I don't treat pediatric referrals. I don't treat neurological referrals. There are a lot of patient care conditions that I don't treat. That is a decision because I cannot treat those patient referrals effectively. That being said, if I run a more function-based approach to patient rehab, whereas somebody down the street runs a more manual-based approach to patient rehab, we could both get a post-surgical rotator cuff repair. And I would argue that we would probably both get positive outcomes, but I'm going to operate at a 30 to 40% higher profit margin than the therapist down the street, simply because I have chosen to deliver function-based therapy services that also have higher reimbursement. So while you can't make patient care decisions based on the money, you can make business decisions to say, this is the kind of therapy business that I'm in. You know, aquatic therapy. Like, I would never open an aquatic program because I don't want the capital expenditure of buying the pool and the chemicals and the heating and the liability and the audit risk and all of the stuff that comes with aquatic therapy. I'm happy that there are aquatic therapy programs around that I can refer patients to, but I'm never going to own and operate an aquatics program. So while I absolutely love working with physical therapist assistants, I think they're a vital component to the profession. I think it's our responsibility as private practice owners to look at how we can support the physical therapist assistant within our business model, how we can structure and build a business that both allows us to access the expertise of the PTA without causing us to lose the profitability that we need to sustain business and continue to care for the people that are seeking our services. So guys, I hope that was helpful. Absolutely, PTAs aren't going anywhere. In fact, for those of you who are somewhat innovative, somewhat forward thinking, I think there's going to be a huge opportunity to hire and recruit some of the most amazing physical therapist assistants on the market, because other less innovative companies, to say it politely, are just not going to be able to adapt. Guys, I'll see you on the next video.